Greetings, greetings. Nice to, already? Nice to see all of you. Welcome to all of you, friends, families, colleagues, pals, patrons, supporters of SCI-Arc students through the arduous trek of 7 or 10 or 12 semesters. Welcome to all of you and to the SCI-Arc Graduation 2010. Good to be here. Let me thank, because I'm always reminded I don't do this and it'll slip away if I don't do it initially. Let me thank, first of all, the production team for the venue. As you may know, for every graduation, SCI-Arc produces another venue, meaning the next one is always the best one. For the moment, this is the best one, another one is cooking. Alexis Rochas and his team put this together, aided and abetted by Wendy Eldman and her team. So thank you very much for putting it all together. Very much appreciate same. SCI-Arc is a little bit contagious, I think. If you walk around and you take a look at the projects, take a look at the project on exhibit in the school. And I think the feeling is, the sense is, that there's a bottomless well of energy. It just keeps coming, pushing, changing, moving. There's a wonderful array of beautiful, spectacular, controversial work that's on exhibit. Our hope is, or was, that some of you at least had an opportunity, particularly the parents, to listen to the discourse, to listen to the discussion. So while we're at it, in terms of thanking the appropriate people, I'd like to thank collectively, without listing everyone's name, those who came long distances from Italy, from London, from the East Coast, and so on, who are such an essential part of the discourse at SCI-Arc. I think one of the things that is essential about the school is that it looks to a discussion of architecture as an international discussion, not local, not national, and we're interested, and I think others are interested in participating in that discourse and seeing where architecture might be heading. So if you're curious about that prospect, where it might go, which isn't to say it would only go here or it would only go there, the likelihood is that it might go a number of places, and I think many of those are represented in the work that's exhibited here today. The other thing that is worth pointing out, I think, is that there is often a discussion of what exactly SCI-Arc is, what it means, what it does, or in more conventional accreditation terms, what's SCI-Arc's pedagogy? What is it about? What does it teach? And I think, although there are many ways to answer that question, I think what we're really interested in is not so much a particular pedagogy. Architecture is this, or architecture is that, or a particular method or system. What we're interested in is the production of the people and the support of the people who in turn will make the pedagogy. So SCI-Arc is about teaching architecture one architect at a time, cultivating faculty members one faculty member at a time. And I think if you take a careful look at the work that's on exhibit here today, you see inklings of leaders, both in work and in persona, of who might lead the discussion into the future. I think that's where SCI-Arc is positioned, and I think that position, although it's a moving position, that's where SCI-Arc will remain. We have a speaker today. Each graduation we have a speaker who will inform us about the current state of affairs as she or he understands it. And the speaker today is Peter Cook, who is an architect, British architect, who is probably equally at home in England and almost any other venue in the world. And he has, I think, a unique pedigree, an unusual pedigree. I just mentioned the prospect that what you see on the walls here might be a predictor, might be a prognosticator of what might be coming in architecture. So this guy, Peter Cook, actually called it, demonstrated it, probably 40 years ago. And he did it the way architects most often do it. He drew it, and he modeled it. And his prognosis, as part of a group that was once known as Archigram, his prognosis where architecture might go, what it valued, what it cared for, what it would look like, how it made space, what was its lexicon, what were its values, what were its priorities. You can look in his work and you can see stretched out over quite a number of years the effects of that prognosis, and he got it pretty accurately, I think. And this is unusual, to be able to work in the language of architecture, which in many cases, but not all, is to draw, and to see the consequences of that now looking in retrospect, and to see what he foresaw, what he understood, and the vocabularies and the strategies and the constructions of many, many, many architects, some of whom are here, that seem to follow that lineage of prognosis. So we're going to hear a little bit from Peter, both in terms of his previous forecast, and if we're fortunate, maybe he rolls out another forecast for the next 50 years or so. Please welcome Peter Cook from London.